Hello ladies and gents, my name is Martyr and today I want to talk to you about the Steam Curation system, or Steam Curator system. Before we get rolling here and we start talking about all those things though, it's important to note that this isn't my usual style, it's something I'm trying out, just to give you a little bit of insight into what's going on in my mind and just how I feel about the gaming world in general, I guess you could say. Just a little bit of a brief conversation, a little bit of a blog, a little bit of a, whatever you want to call it, a podcast, whatever the hell they're called. Just a little bit of an insight and little things I want to talk to you guys about because I feel they're important. I don't know how often I will be doing this. This is just going to be like a special rare occurrence, maybe once in a while when something particularly important happens. Now, if you're unfamiliar with the Steam Curator system or Steam Curation system, it is a new feature Valve has rolled out to give us the power. What does that mean? What the hell did I just say? Give us the power? What are you, He-Man? No. What I mean by that is that Valve has given us the power to finally recommend games personally from us. So if you follow me on Steam, you can see a list of games that I personally recommend from the indie game scene, for instance, that I suggest you to play because I think they're phenomenal or I think they're great. Or you could check out the review and see if you like what you see. Now, this may seem all incredibly self-serving, and this is not a call to arms. This isn't a plea for you to come follow my Steam Curation page. That isn't what this is at all. What this is I want you to know how important the Steam Curation system is. And the reason that it is important goes back to an issue that's been forming over the last, it's a year or so. I don't know, it's been more than a year, I guess, but a problem that's been forming in the indie game scene, a problem that's been forming across Steam, across Desura, across IndieDB, across just in general the indie genre. Well, what is that problem? Well, that problem is visibility. Visibility is one of the biggest problems currently going on in the indie game scene. Why is that? Well, I want to talk about two developers that I've had the pleasure of working with. First one up is Mighty Rabbit Studios, the guys who developed Saturday Morning RPG, a fantastic game. I have an entire Let's Play series on it. It's a really good, fun game, and they had issues with sales basically. They unfortunately sold their game to a bundle website, and they killed their sales, and it was a huge problem for them, so much that they felt the need to almost abandon development of this amazing title. Thank God they didn't, but the point is that these developers do need, money, guys. They need to eat, they need to pay their bills, they need to take care of their families. But I'm not here to start a debate about the bundle scene. That is in itself its own issue, and I'm not touching that. I'm talking about the Steam Curation system. The point is that they felt the need to put their game in a bundle for what? Well, that's simply to get their game into people's hands. That's what you want to do when you make a game. You want people to play your game. You want people to grab it. You want them to enjoy it. You want them to see it. You want them to talk to their friends about it. You want them to, make videos about it. You want them to make podcasts about it. You want people to play your game. So they thought that, putting their game in this bundle would be a good idea and get it to as many people as possible. Visibility was the issue. There's already enough trap holes and, business things that could happen that could possibly screw you over out of your indie game, or just screw you over in general out there. Let's be honest here. Steam was releasing almost 20 games a day. I know, I counted it. That's where I find most of my games, is Steam front page. They were releasing almost up to 10 to 20 games a day on Steam, basically, and it was just ridiculous because you would release a game and it would fly under the radar pretty much instantly as soon as it released. Yes, Steam Greenlight was a great idea, and it allowed the ability for developers to get their game and have a spotlight, but the problem is that that stage got very crowded very quickly, and it became somewhat of a moot point. If everybody is basically using this service, well, then no one is really being highlighted, basically. No one is getting any spotlight. Another example is a good game I played from 82 Apps, Disco Dodgeball. Now, this game wasn't just played by me, it was played by a whole lot of people, even some big YouTubers. Northern Lion, I know for a fact, played the game. He said he enjoyed it. He even streamed it a couple of times on Twitch. But even that game had visibility issues, and that game was supported by YouTubers. The point is that visibility is an issue when it comes to games, guys. Yeah, there's an entire article called Because You're Worthless, The Dark Side of Indie PR, which basically discusses how the challenges of dealing with the general public. Let's be honest here, there's trolls out there on the internet, guys, and it's just another side, another, problem that indie developers have to deal with when it comes to making their games. Now, don't get me wrong, I'm not saying that there's too many indie games. In fact, I feel the opposite. I feel like people should chase their dreams. I feel people should try to express themselves through video games because it's a beautiful art form. It's a beautiful medium. But the problem is that, for these games to be developed, for these people to chase their dreams, for them to be successful, there needs to be an equal level playing field. And right now, well, at least in my opinion, up till recently, there really wasn't. Basically, unless you had a huge marketing campaign, or if you were one of the bigger indie companies, not everybody's a Double Fine, not everybody's a Super Giant Games, that you had a problem marketing your game. Well, now that has changed possibly, guys. That's why I'm here to talk to you about. I'm here to talk about the Steam Curation system. It gives us the ability to give those games that spotlight, that moment in the stars, on the center stage. But not only is it just one spotlight, but it's possibly several hundred spotlights all at once, which is a wonderful thing. It will help sales, it'll help these indie developers, and help produce more creativity and more great games, guys. And that's what we want. We want more, more innovation, more creativity, more games in general, but there needs to be a way for those games to be seen. Now, if Steam releases, 20 games today, it doesn't really matter, because through the Steam Curation system, you can see what me or somebody else, Cynical Brit, or Sea Otter Gamer, or anybody else who has a curation list, and see what they suggest from those 20 games, and gives you more of an idea of what your tastes may be interested in. If you like action games, you could follow somebody who is a curator of action games. If you like indie RPGs, maybe you can find a curator that specifically aims to that taste, that genre, and will find games for you to enjoy, for you to find, discover, and enjoy, guys. And that is why it is so important to support this system. Now, I'm not looking at you and telling you that this is the magical fix it all, that this will magically, solve all of the industry's problems, and we will all live happily ever after in a gaming paradise. No, I'm not saying that at all. What I'm saying is that the Steam Curation system, the Steam Curator system, is a step in the right direction. It's giving us the power. It's putting the power in our hands, giving us the ability to be, as it says, trendsetters. Unfortunately, the system is far from perfect. Even the system itself still has issues. When there's 450,000 curators, yes, obviously there's going to be a bit of an issue. There, it itself creates its own problems. But the point is that this is just the first step. There's many, hopefully more things to come that will improve this system and make it more better, and make visibility for these games, for these indie developers, easier for me to, if I highlight a game, it makes it easier for me to put that game in your hands right after that video goes up, or right after an article gets written, or right after whatever. The point is it makes it easier for you, the viewer, the player, the gamer, to find these games and play them, and essentially support these developers for them to make more awesome games for you to enjoy. So to wrap this all up, I know I've been babbling now for almost 10 minutes on. If you don't want to support me specifically on the curation system, that's fine. But what I suggest you to do is go follow somebody on the Steam Curator list. Share a list, suggest a curator, find an interesting curator that you like. It doesn't even need to be one of the top 10, just anything. Just find an obscure one who has really cool games, share it with your friends, because that's how this system is going to spread. It's going to help the gaming industry and make things better for the players, for the developers, for everybody. And I hope it's a system that perhaps other websites will adopt. Desura, I think that these other sites need to refine their search tools, make visibility more see-through, make it more easier for you to find that one specific niche, that one specific game you want to find. And it doesn't necessarily need to be a curator system, it just needs to be something. They need to refine the way these games are presented to us, because making a giant list of games and then just shoving it in our faces isn't doing it anymore. Things are just getting lost in the mix. And it's just not working anymore, which is why I'm a huge fan of the Steam Curation system, and that's what I wanted to talk to you today about. So thank you so much for listening to me ramble for 10 minutes on, guys. Hope you've enjoyed this little video. Let me know what you think in the comments, perhaps your own personal opinions, anything you want, shoot it at me. Tell me I'm wrong, tell me I'm full of crap, maybe you know something better, maybe something I don't know. It's possible, but that's what this is all about. This is about, feedback. Thank you for watching, guys. See you next time.